centers across the Middle East. So what our focus 3 years ago, I guess, now it's been about a year, we were in touch with Ronaldinyo and his team, and we were very excited to have the UAE be the first launch of his academy across the world. And obviously there's no bigger icon, at least in my eyes, and I think a lot of people, that represents football or just a brand that Ronaldinyo does. So again, that started about a year ago. That was in the UAE, and our big launch now, and what we're here to discuss, is the fact that we're launching football recreational centers all across the region, and the Ronaldinyo Soccer Academy is integral for our growth. We're launching now in Saudi, in Jeddah, and Riyadh, and we are also launching in Muscat, Oman this year, and this is all beginning in July of this year. We think that we're the first company ever to own sports in this respect, in terms of building recreational centers indoor that don't exist across the region in an organized format, and we're, again, like I said, extremely excited that Ronaldinyo and his group have entrusted Uplace to be the ones to take this forward. In Saudi, we're really looking at what we can do for the youth there. They have a lot of issues when it comes to health and activity. One of the big areas that we're going to try to focus on is the Saudi girls, and what we could do in terms of engaging Saudi girls to get healthy and active. That's a big issue in Saudi, and we're speaking to different government authorities to see what we can do to get them active. Healthcare represents the second biggest expense in the Saudi economy, and so we're hopefully going to try to put a dent into that. I think I'll leave that over to Mr. Ronaldinyo to talk about anything that he wants.
Obrigado a todos por terem vindo. Bom, agradecer e vamos agradecer a presença do rei, como a presença de todo mundo que está aí. Muito obrigado, muito feliz, um dia especial.
He's thank you all for coming, and it's been very pleasant. Special thanks to Akon and everybody here. It's one of the best days for him throughout his stay here. So let's start.
So I think one of the things we're really excited about is the fact that the Ronaldinyo Academy is growing beyond us. We're the first group that started in the region, and we're looking at Qatar and Bahrain and Oman as other markets. But in addition, Azerbaijan has approached and looking at that expansion. I think they're taking a really different route, and I'd love to hear more. I think you guys would like to tell them more about what you're going to do with Ronaldinyo Soccer Academy.
Thank you. But my English is very bad.
So guys, I'll try to help you about this translation.
Ben de salamlıyorum bütün
We
media
greet all of you and thank you for coming here.
Ve ümit edirəm ki futbol ümumiyyətlə dünyada və həmçinin Azərbaycanda elə bir səviyyə çatıb ki, artıq sevilib, böyük bir ictimai tədbirə çevrilir.
And I hope that as all around the world, also in Azerbaijan, football will improve and will be loved very much.
Ve biz de Ronaldinyo'nun vasıtasıyla hem Azerbaycan hem de Qəbələ adına bu şeyde katkı olmak istiyoruz.
And as Qəbələ Sports Club and Azerbaijan would like to contribute this football love by making a partnership with Ronaldinho and his team.
Ve teşekkür ederim.
Thank you all.
Hello everyone. I represent the Victorious Football Talent Show, and the reason I'm here is to stress the fact that Ronaldinho has been working with us in giving back to the football community. Our show is about finding talents in the Arab world, and we're so glad that he's part of the show, and he really, as I said, he really wants to give back to football, and the fact that he's working on his academies and on the show is really something that we all appreciate in the Arab world, because a star like him, to give his time to dedicate to these young kids who aspire to become professional football players is amazing. So I'm here to thank Ronaldinho personally as well.
I think one of the other people we'd like to, obviously, I don't think he needs any introduction, but I think from our side, we've identified that in order for youth to get access to sports, one is having something that they can play, something organized where they can learn and get better, and the other side of that is accessible sports facilities for the average people, especially in the areas of bad climate. I think Africa represents a region where if we provide more places for kids to play, it will only be a good thing. So I think I'll leave this over to Mr. Akon to talk about his plans.
First of all, assalamu alaikum. Thank you guys for definitely coming out, showing a lot of faith and forward, more thinking as far as to where athletics and entertainment has always been a marriage. You know, if you look at how the entertainment grows in sports and entertainment, you can't have one without the other. And me personally, I've always been a huge fan of Ronaldinyo. You know, growing up in Africa, Brazil was always like, had all the players that we wanted to be. That's why you have so many amazing African players, because we looked up to Brazilian players. And him being one of the youngest to be one of the best players in the world, you know, I would like to say one day I could be the best entertainer of the world, but Michael Jackson took that. But I can share his success and live through him, because I wanted to be a soccer player. You know, when I went to the US, soccer player just wasn't successful, so I had to choose music. But this is the moment now where I can say, you know, this is something that I can one day be involved with. And when you look at African children running around, this is literally the best way out, you know, utilizing their skills to move forward. So when we heard about, you know, Ronaldinyo and what he's doing with the academies, we wanted to find a way that we can partner for Africa as well. And that's one of the main reasons why I'm going to support his movement towards the youth of soccer and also be a part in the territories for Africa.
But I think Akon, I think there's a little bit more you can talk about, which is the amazing work you're doing in terms of sustainable energy across Africa. And is there anything you'd like to talk about more around what you're doing for power and water in those impoverished areas?
Absolutely. Yeah, so not limited to even entertainment. You know, the reason why I've been out of the music scene for the last 5-6 years is I have an energy initiative that we're launching all throughout Africa called Akon Lighting Africa. And what we're doing is we're supplying, you know, solar energy to all the rural areas, in the areas where the grid can't reach or it's way too expensive to reach. And we're trying to grab the people that don't have access to electricity, because about 60%, about 65% actually of Africa itself doesn't have any electricity. And majority of the African population is all African youth, which mirrors that same percentage. And ultimately, we just want to find a way to actually put electricity in those areas. We started the project in 2013 with the goal of just trying to electrify 1 million homes. And as we went into these territories, we realized just how much that need was. I mean, it was so vast that we had to figure out other ways. So we ultimately created a mini grid system that we're now, you know, putting together, which will be, we feel, the solution for all of Africa's rural areas. But now we're currently in 16 countries, solidified throughout Africa, and growing to be in 20 countries within the next couple of years, and hopefully all 48 countries by 2020. But ultimately, as we move forward, renewable energy, we feel, is going to be, I think, a solution for all of Africa. But solar, as of right now, is the best fix for the rural areas of Africa's, you know, energy poverty.
So I think, I guess, extending off what Akon said, we're really focused on these indoor dome-supported, air-supported structures for football, and a lot of these are sustainable structures that have been built in the U.S. in different areas where they have panels laying across them. So we're looking at this as being a huge opportunity in Africa, and I think we'll hopefully have discussions with him after about how we can create more accessible, affordable, indoor supported football centers all across both East Africa and West Africa, and the GCC.
Yeah, so guys, thank you for giving me this opportunity. Hello everyone again. My name is Mustafa Asapal. I'm the commercial director of Qəbələ Sports Club. Today, from our side, we are here for an important event. As Qəbələ Sports Club will sign a contract with football legend Ronaldinyo and his group Assist for opening his soccer academy in Bakıda, Azerbaijan. Before the signing ceremony, I'd like to give you a very brief presentation about our country and our club. And thank you again for giving this opportunity to us. Yeah. General information about Azerbaijan, Baku, our Qəbələ city, Qəbələ Sports Club, Qəbələ Academy, and Ronaldinyo Soccer Academy in Baku. So, our country, Azerbaijan. Well, Azerbaijan is one of the world's most ancient nations. It's a place of the primary cultures which gave the start to modern civilization. More than 9.5 million people live in Azerbaijan. The wonderful nature and climate produced a significant impact on artistic thinking and creation skills of Azerbaijan people. That's why the country has a popular literature, arts, and music heritage. Azerbaijan is a country which plays an extremely important role in the Caspian and Caucasian regions, particularly in the development of transport infrastructure in the Caucasus and implementation of energy projects. Oil and gas projects are successfully implemented in the Azerbaijan-Caspian sector. And also it's a touristic destination. The beautiful nature with mountains and forests attract many foreign tourists each year. Coming to sports, football is getting very popular recently, and in martial arts sports, the country has a lot of medals in World Grand Prix and Olympics. And it's a sports city, country I said. We held Baku 2015 first European Games. We started Formula One, starting from last year. Very close future, we will hold 4th Islamic Solidarity Games, Baku 2017. And in Euro 2020, we will hold 2 group stage games and 1 quarter-final in our capital city, Baku. And Baku is our capital city, one of the largest industrial, scientific, and cultural centers, not only of the country as well as in the entire region. Baku is the railway and transport hub of Azerbaijan, as well as the largest port in Caspian Sea. Lively and vibrant city which people enjoy. And it's a sports city. As I told you before, since 2002, Baku has hosted more than 36 major sporting events. And coming to our hometown, Qəbələ. Qəbələ is our team's hometown, including all villages and towns. It has a total population of 100,000. It is a historical city which is the capital of ancient Caucasus in Albania, most popular touristic place in Azerbaijan with beautiful nature and its ski resorts, and it's very famous with its annual music festivals. And we come to our club, Qəbələ Sports Club. It's a very young club, just 12 years old. We have 2 bronze medals in the league, 1-time runner-up in the cup, and we are 3 times participations in European League. Last 2 years, we did a great job for our history. We have become the only team in UEFA history also who managed to come the group stage, starting from the first qualifying round in 2 years in a row. This year, currently, we are just 2 points behind the leader. We'll do our best to get the title, so fingers crossed for us. And Qəbələ Academy, the best academy in the country. Almost 20 players in national teams. Totally, we have 300 players currently. From under 7 to under 9, we have teams. We have also under 9 girls teams. And we make a lot of social projects. We go to schools and help children and disabled people to like football. And lastly, why we want to work with Ronaldinyo? It's very simple to answer this, because he's a true legend. He's a real faithful ambassador in the world. And he's the real hero of the children who love football all around the world. And by making this partnership, we believe that we will make football more popular in our country, and we will find and train new talents. And once again, I would like to thank Ronaldinyo and his group Assist to have this partnership with us. We're very proud of this. We're very happy for this. And thank you all for listening to me. Thank you. And now it's time for the signing ceremony with Ronaldinyo and our Vice President, Mr. Faris Necipov. This partnership.
Okay, congratulations, I guess, to you guys in Azerbaijan and to Ronaldinyo for the expansion. I think we'll leave it for a Q&A for 15 minutes, opening different questions, and please let us know who you want to speak to.
Hi, Brazil from Airway News. I have one question each, one for Ronaldinyo and one for Akon. Ronaldinyo, you have your visit this week has generated a lot of interest amongst Pakistani football fans in the UAE, who are now suddenly interested in your academy. And we've heard, of course, and I'm sure you tweeted that you're going to Pakistan. So can you tell us a little bit more about if you're working with this community in the UAE, Saudi Arabia, and whether you're going to Pakistan? Just a bit about that, please.
Vim aqui participar do programa, muito feliz, só tenho a agradecer o carinho de todos. O objetivo também é de fazer crescer cada vez mais o futebol. A gente vai tentando botar cada vez mais academias por todo o mundo. Esse é o objetivo, de estar sempre viajando e tentando recompensar o futebol através das escolinhas, dando oportunidade para as crianças que sonham dia ser jogador também.
First of all, I'd like to thank you all once again, and it's a pleasure to me to be able to explain about my projects, about my academies. And my goal is to give it back, everything football has given me. Now it's time to give back. So I'm ready to start some projects here in some countries, and Pakistan is probably going to be next. I'm going to be there, and hopefully one day we'll have academy there.
Thank you. Akon, of course the Asian community knows you because of that song with Shah Rukh Khan. So what we'd like to know is any plans to do something similar with the Arab singers over here, or something musical in the UAE? Collaboration, perhaps?
Yes, actually, it's funny that you asked the question because the timing probably was perfect. I'm coordinating a couple collaborations now that will lead into the World Cup 20. So the whole idea is to start now. So by 2022, we have a nice catalog amount of collaborations with Akon and Middle East artists to celebrate around in Qatar. So we're looking forward to it for sure.
Darth, could I ask you and Ronaldinho about the academy here in Dubai? I understand it's a year old, I think, so can you just talk about the development of that and the plans for that going forward, please?
So it's been a year now. We've learned a lot. It's been amazing just to have Ronaldinyo come at least 3 times in the last year to help us promote, get the word out. We're really expanding here now in this country. We expand to Abu Dhabi. We're looking to expand to Sharjah. But I think one of the most important things for us in our expansion is to not just expand into average grade facilities, but top facilities. So we think that the opportunities when it comes down to indoor centers is the way we'd expand forward, and this is why Saudi has been the next logical conclusion. We are learning a lot about what works here. There's obviously a lot of competition here in this country. That being said, Dubai does not behave like any other city across the region. So it's an anomaly when it comes down to what we actually offer. But I don't think there's a bigger brand or icon that's attached to any sort of academy that we've ever seen. So we're excited to keep going forward.
Yeah, please, thoughts on the Dubai Academy?
Bom, venho acompanhando tudo, muito feliz. Os amigos que aqui continuam trabalhando na academia, sempre passando informações. E muito feliz, a cada dia crescendo mais, cada dia mais crianças buscando a academia. Estou muito feliz e espero estar podendo visitar sempre. Então, é um lugar que eu gosto muito, que eu acho muito lindo. Então, espero que continue assim, crescendo cada vez mais, para que eu também possa estar mais presente, visitando cada vez com mais frequência.
Yes, no, I'm very happy with everything in Dubai. I love the place, I love the city, and I have great friends in the community, like my friends who work in the academy, which is very pleasing. And seeing the growth, the kids happy, you know, that's what makes me happy. So, and I hope the grows ever more so I can come more often to Dubai.
Hi, this is Abdullah from the Gulf today. I have a question for Ronaldinho. Do you think that of late Infantino has been floating the idea of 48-team World Cup? Do you think that a 48-team World Cup will dilute the quality of the football at the topmost level?
A Copa do Mundo é sempre, para quem gosta de futebol, é o maior evento e todos acompanham o mundo para ver. Eu acompanho, como sempre, torcendo pelo meu país, torcendo para que cada vez apareçam mais jovens talentosos. E, então vejo muito bem, espero que na próxima o Brasil possa se sair melhor e que o Brasil possa voltar a ser campeão do mundo.
World Cup is the biggest football event in the world, where everybody follows, and I watched it very closely and trying to find new talents and supporting Brazil. Unfortunately, we're not so good at the last one, but no, I truly believe that we're probably going to do better next time.
And one more question, that you are a brand ambassador for Barcelona also, and you yourself have played for Barcelona from 2003 to 2008. Which Barcelona do you think, like, how do you compare both the Barca, from the Southern Barca to today's Barca?
Bom, eu nunca gostei de comparações. Na minha época eu tinha grandes jogadores, foi uma equipe muito vitoriosa. O Barcelona de hoje também tem grandíssimos jogadores, né? Todos também estrelas do seu país e do mundo. Então acho que não tem como comparar, né? Eles estão fazendo história no tempo deles, nós fizemos história no nosso tempo. Então o futebol é assim e eu não gosto de comparações.
I never liked comparisons. We were a great team with great players, great individuals, and today's team is also a great team with great players, great individuals. So I was successful, my team was successful, we won a lot of trophies, and today's Barcelona is the same. They are very successful. So I want to wish the best to them, and again, I don't like comparisons, I just wish it continues.
Hi, good afternoon. My question is to Jihad Muntasir. Regarding Ronaldinho involvement in the Victorious. Last year we saw Ronaldinho visiting the Victorious. This year we see him as a judge on a couple of episodes. And recently we also heard that the Victorious might break into an international market as a franchise. So is Ronaldinho here to help that breakout, or get the traction to go into international markets by endorsing the Victorious?
Yes, the show is attracting a lot of attention internationally because of its original format. We call it kind of the X factor of football. This year we have Ronaldinho as a judge, so he's actually looking at the kids, giving them suggestions, advising them, and unfortunately eliminating and making winners. We would love to go internationally, and we would love Ronaldinho to be always part of the Victorious family, because as I said, he's giving back to football, and his way of dealing with people and kids is amazing. So I hope soon we will go international. Yes, I hope so.
Question for Ronaldinho: Do you think that Neymar can be better than Messi and Ronaldo, and can can he challenge for a Ballon d'Or? Do you think one day he'll win the Ballon d'Or?
Esperamos que um dia, né, consiga conquistar a bola de ouro, ser o melhor do mundo. Hoje é o nosso maior ídolo do futebol no Brasil. É um grande amigo, por isso torça ainda mais. Ele já está no meio dos melhores do mundo e esperamos que um dia ele possa realizar todos os sonhos dele e os nossos também, que é de ver um dia ele como o melhor do mundo.
Neymar is a close friend. He's Brazil's greatest idol today. And he's already at the same level of those guys, of Ronaldo, of Messi. And we truly hope that one day he can get the Ballon d'Or and he still continue his success. But no, he's already amongst the top, and it's just a matter of time.
And who does he think will become the new Barcelona manager? Who does he back to be the new Barcelona manager? You don't fancy it yourself?
No. It's not for me, man.
Okay, ladies and gents, one more.
Said from ITV, my question to Ronaldinho, and all of us we know his nickname is Il Brojo de Porto Alegre. Okay, so my question is what, as Ronaldinho is the Barca's ambassador, so what the last preparation for Miami Clásico?
He has no idea. He's hurt, there's the game, but it hasn't been confirmed to him, or he doesn't know the date.
Okay, ladies and gents, it's going to draw us to a close. Thank you very much for everyone for attending. Last one.
My question to Ronaldinho, do you see yourself in future as a manager of Barcelona or Brazilian national team? Thank you.
Very simple answer. Ladies and gents of the press, I'd like to thank you for your time. To our top table, to Ronaldinho, to Akon, thank you very much, and see you very soon. Thank you.
Opa, tá direto? Brasil! Estamos aí, Akon, irmão, logo vai estar aí, hein, no Brasil. Vamos estar junto.
That's right.
Vamos lá para aquela sala direto.